Hello everyone, welcome to Vanguard Tactics. I'm your host, Stephen Box, and if you're interested in Warhammer 40k, then you're in the right place. Every single day I go live to answer your 40k related questions. So you've got me for the next 20 minutes, so I'm going to reset the clock. And any questions whatsoever, please let me know. Also guys, I'm using a new microphone, so let me know how the sound is. That would be fantastic. It's hopefully less echoey as we're using a lapel mic. So yeah, let me know what the audio's like. Now, welcome if you are new to the channel. We do take a slightly more competitive side of things or viewpoint to 40k, but I'll support anyone who's playing any style of their hobby in their favorite way is all good with me. 40k for us is such a great way to kind of relax and chill and de-stress and all that good stuff. So my goal is to help you get better on the tabletop and feel comfortable in that environment, and also really get the most out of your hobby as possible, really. I needed to reset the clock. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. So 20 minutes to answer your questions. Let's go. I think yesterday's chat was fantastic with Jack. That was really good to have him with me in the studio. We did some good stuff there. Got a couple of playtest games in. Playtested with the scenery, which was good. So I'm really happy with how that's turned out. And then we went over some more ideas in terms of future videos and content that we're going to produce. So today, what have I been up to? Made a full-scale Ultramarines Chaplain Cassius. So using the Deathwatch bits from Cassius, gave him a different head, better backpack, and all that stuff. So that's good. And then I've just broke off this little Ultramarine thing that's going to go on the top of his backpack, basically. So yeah, quite nice little conversion. Quite happy with that. Right, okay, so what else was I gonna say? And then what else have I been doing today? Oh, I did 3 new lessons for the Academy, so they went up on the membership site today for everybody that's on the Academy, all about event preparation. So that's 3 of 8 that will be going up this week. More will be going up probably tomorrow and Tuesday, all about how to prepare fully for an event, and it really revolves a lot about, like, one of the modules or one of the lessons in that module. I discussed goal setting, okay, but not only goal settings, but then also systems and processes, because if you don't have the right system and process in place, you're never going to get better at anything. You're never going to see any improvement whatsoever. Okay, so I teach you how to go about creating a goal as steering your direction, in which we can then translate and turn that into a system in which then you can start to see results from, and that is on that module. So that will be available for those people who have unlocked or that far down in the Academy. So I'm going to jump in. Oh, the other thing I've been working on is, you can probably see it on my desk there, I've been doing some airbrushing on my Harlequins, as I'm really enjoying those guys at the moment. So today I managed to rebase all of my Harlequins. I've got about 50 troops I wanted to rebase, so I've done that. I also rebased all of the Grey Knights. So that, still working on that Grey Knight army. I kind of hit a bit of a slog with that, I think, because I knew I wasn't going to be playing with them. Hit a bit of a hobby slog, so but I still need to finish that Grey Knight video for you all. But at least they're all based now. The army's looking actually okay. I just got some things to finish off, and then I've got to sit and paint one model and take you through all of the processes. So that's going to be the next thing to do. But looking forward to getting in the studio again tomorrow, because I've got some new lighting. And now the lighting which we're going to install basically is completely silent, so there shouldn't be any humming or buzzing in the background. So people have said I'm sounding clearer, which is great. That's fantastic. Rizal said, yesterday I was specifically asking about flamers for Dark Angels. I thought they'd been an amazing tactical toolbox weapon for the army, but then the FAQ took that away. Any thoughts? I mean, I don't really think it's their style of play to get an extra 6 inches throughout the game, so you know, flamers with an extra 6-inch range is good, but it's not really, I don't know, I wouldn't build an army around it, put it that way. Greg Winner said, how do you like to deploy when going second against another melee list with Blood Angels? Do you sit back a bit deeper, or deploy, or stay forward and take the hit? So it really depends on, it can depend on a few different factors. Number one, the opponent's army. How much of a close combat army is it? And then ultimately the opposing player as well. Are they going to be playing aggressive? Are they going to be... so I'm trying to like find out what their tells are, to think like, are they more worried about my combat army than I am of theirs? Also their nature of their play style. Are they an aggressive player? Are they defensive? Yeah, but basically it's going to be one of those that the great thing is if you're deploying second, you can then bait your opponent to make an error in their first turn, providing that they can't get a first turn charge off, and then you're going to do quite well, I think. So yeah, could be all right. But typically I will just put a lot of pressure on quite early. I probably won't really sit back and much deeper. If they're definitely going to get a first turn charge, then I'm going to deploy on the line as well. So I'm going to take the hit and then probably counter pretty hard. So if they want to take away one of my units, that's fine, but I'm going to get rid of theirs in their turn. So then all of a sudden I can go forward and pick up another in my turn. And that's what you want to be trying to do, is killing units in every phase of the game, whether it's yours, your opponent's, whatever. You're all about trying to remove those units. Is there any amount of terrain on a table when you would refuse to play? I don't know if I'd refuse to play. If it's completely bowling board, probably go and see a TO and just say, look, is there any way we can get more terrain on this one? Otherwise, I'm just going to have to say, look, you know, to my opponent, I'm really sorry, because if I go first, I'm going to have to table you. And if you go first, you're going to table me, and it's going to be a really, really unenjoyable game for both of us. If there's no terrain. So yeah, that's what I'd definitely try and do, is get some terrain on the table. You can just have better variety in your game. Oh wow, that is so bright. Hopefully that's a bit better. I'll sit back a bit. There we go. Okay, so your take on the interaction between Gene Wrought Might and the Incursor's paired blades. So I think Gene Wrought Might is where if you roll a 6, then it auto wounds. So what I would say is, with the paired blade does not give you an auto wound. Okay, so what would happen is if you rolled a 6, then that would give you, it just says gives you another hit. It doesn't say it gives you another hit of equivalent 6+. It doesn't give you another hit of equivalent of a 6. So if it doesn't say that, then you're not going to get the extra wound. You're just going to get an extra hit. Okay, it's not an extra hit and wound. Otherwise that would be ridiculous. So that's my interpretation of that rule, if it's worded that way, which I believe it is. But if I'm wrong, then obviously, yeah. The problem with that is that these interactions come up quite a lot, and ultimately we see it in the light that we want to see it in. So we're like, oh my god, that would be amazing, you know, I can get exploding 6s from a chaplain, exploding 6s from paired blades, exploding 6s from Corbolo, and whatever, that's 3 lots of exploding 6s. Yeah, and if I put Gene Wrought Might on, then all those exploding 6s will auto wound. No, because it doesn't say that, but we've seen it in a light that we want to see it in. So never try and fall for that trap, or always question yourself, is that fair? Should that happen? And if you always go with what's fair, then you'll probably come to a better decision anyway. God's Eye Casual, hello Stephen, hope you are well. Any tips for Death Guard? Have been struggling in a few games. Is Mortal Wound spam still gold for Death Guard? Yeah, I think so. I mean, they can. It's a great way. I've been using the Harlequins in the same way. It's all about that with the Death Guard, is controlling the table, just relying on your resilience. Yeah, in this, really, the Psychic Awakening, I can't wait for that to come out for Death Guard to really see what these guys can get. They just lack a little bit of the extra punch. They've got the Terminator options, which look good, but without guaranteeing that charge, or even like getting a +2 to their charge would be nice. But relying on that 9" is just too hard, and then you're just too slow to recover from that. So yeah, I think for now, really waiting for that Psychic Awakening for them. Ryan said, as a fellow Deathwatch player, where do you find bits of storm bolters and shields? Want to start playing semi but can't find the weapon models. So you can convert your own, you know, convert your own storm bolters. You could use Grey Knight arms, the shields. Where do I get mine from? Oh, actually, I bought these little pack of Necromunda shields, and they're like see-through. They look quite good, yeah. But you get loads of shields in the box, or Vanguard Veteran box, you get 5 shields in that box as well. So between a Vanguard Veteran box and a Deathwatch box and that Necromunda box, there's loads of shields. It's the storm bolters that are a bit more challenging, but you could easily do some sort of cool conversion, I'm sure. As long as it's got dual barrels on, whether it's sideways or vertical, it's not going to matter. So as long as you've took the effort to do the conversions, then you'll be alright. Necromancer 1000. So now that GW has confirmed a big old 40k reveal on Saturday, what are you guessing will be that reveal? Vanguard Tactics. So what would be? It could be something to do with that Necron dude, the big guy. That story was told about him, the Silent King. Maybe it could be something about that. What else could it be? We've had a lot of the AdMech units. Not really sure. It might, like, there's some animations that are going on and stuff, so it's probably a bit of an update as to what's been happening there. Maybe some more of that giant stuff they spoke about. Probably some normal AOS new elves. I think that will be probably revealed as well. And then maybe even a bit more to do with the Fabius Bile. Maybe some new units for Chaos, perhaps. Who knows? Luke said, so not a 40k question to feel free to skip it, but have you found the challenge of building the YouTube how have you found the challenge of building the YouTube channel? What has been the surprising challenges, the positive and not so positive aspects? I think what has it been a challenge in terms of generating revenue is always difficult in any business. Generating business is always difficult. Generating revenue, I'd never rest on my laurels. You know, I'm always like looking to invest that money to put it into new lighting equipment. You know, I've put so much money into the studio to make it look quality, which will really then increase the level of detail that I can do. I think the biggest thing is the time it takes to edit a video. You know, a battle report for me will take about 30 hours to edit, so that's probably the biggest challenging, is editing the videos in the way that I do, in the style that I do. Some of the other challenges is that you have to be very that you're going to get trolls. People are always going to argue with you all the time because you might say something that isn't of their opinion, and they'll just get all funny with you, basically. Or they'll just comment on their music too loud, or, you know, it won't even be, oh, I really appreciate the content that you put out, but I found it 2 minutes in, the music crept up a little bit too high. You know, maybe you try and adjust it for next time or something. That'd be a positive comment, but it's like, or get to the point, mate, or, you know, because you're trying to give some context to the video, like I did with my opponent in the yellow card video. I wanted to give context to the event. I didn't want to come across as like just moan about the person, because I genuinely really enjoyed my event time and I wanted that to get across, because I didn't want to put people off the hobby, but people just go, oh, story really starts at this. So you have to be really, I suppose, like blasé to that. So it's going to happen. Yeah, I probably will be in the future. I have thought about this actually, is releasing a little group a little group course to help people start a YouTube channel if that's something you're interested in, and then I'll take you on like a 20-week process on how to, you know, build and develop a YouTube channel, and that will be with my new company that I'm starting called Vanguard Studios. So that will be something new that comes down later down the line. I've just broke my shoulder pad off, by the way. Just should not play with models while I'm talking to you. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully that's going to answer your question. Also, I think there should be a specific fund on the Patreon page to get you a medal if we get to lockdown video 100. Yeah, I mean 45 left to go, eh? 45 left. I probably can do 100. Joaquina said you should get a blackout cloth to pin up over the window to stop that annoying light, or install a pull down blackout blind. Same effect. Yeah, it's I don't want to mess with the aesthetics of the windows too much, so yeah. Anton said, yeah, sorted list with AdMech as an allied detachment. Have I seen a Deathwatch? Yeah, I actually ran one myself. I ran robots in Deathwatch bikes. It was quite a nice little list. Neither lose anything really. You lose the combat doctrines with Deathwatch, but still a viable list for sure. Rizal said, I noticed you convert most of your characters onto Primaris bodies. Primaris are cool with me, but out of curiosity, do you dislike the regular models that much? I don't dislike them, it's just they look weird when they're stood next to each other. So I've got the coolest. It's odd when your character, who, like Cassius, for example, Chaplain Cassius, looks like the Primaris Marine's son. That looks a bit odd to me. It just ruins the aesthetic of my army. So I just wanted to go all the same size at least. So yeah, it's not like I dislike them. It's just that I want them all the same size, basically. Like when he stood next to an aggressor, he's like this big. So it just looks a bit strange, that's all. Crom said just glue two bolters together. I mean, you could do that, yeah. Have you used tabletop for 40k? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, I got asked tabletop. I think this is referring to Tabletop Simulator. I have, and it's not for me personally. I see why people play it at the moment, but for me, it gets me. I love 40k because it gets me away from my sort of computer, playing a game with my friends. So myself and Jack spoke about it yesterday in a lot more detail. So if you watch back at video 54, me and Jack talk about that topic a lot yesterday. Brian said, I think this is exactly what you are here for. You should be playing with models while talking to us. Yeah. Crom said, use Terminators from eBay. Yeah, you can do that, yeah. Play for fun or to win. I'm really enjoying painting and building a certain model even though they aren't the strongest. Serena said, hey man, not caught the stream for a while, busy with working kids. What do you think of an Armorax Morax over the standard Helverin? I really like the lightning lock gun, which I think strength 6 -2 1 damage, which has like exploding 6s. I really like that weapon. I think it's a really good one. Good rate of fire, good strength, good AP. I like it. Yeah, that's definitely what I would personally be using. I'm going to try and get some for my Chaos Knight army as well, so I do like that for sure. Right, any other questions? We've got 2 minutes left, and now I'm getting back to painting my Harlequins. I went out for a nice walk today as well. That was good. Had a little catch up with Mark. Caught up with my best friend Chris this morning as well. We had a bit of a FaceTime call. So yeah, it's been a good day today. Ronald said, maybe it would be good to optimize the models I've been enjoying and still painting even though they aren't the strongest. Maybe it would be good to optimize the models I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the reason why I built the Academy was to help people get the most out of their army and models. You know, you don't have to run the most optimized lists time and time again. It's all about understanding how do you use them to the most effective ability. You know, I've been running Harlequins for ages, and are they the most optimized? No. Have I done well with them? Yes. So it's all about finding and really getting the most out of your models that you like putting on the table. Like I said, you do the hobby in your way, but when you just need to know that when you go to an event, there will be different you know, you just need to adjust your expectations of where you're at and what your army can do. Richard Sawyer, hey, loved watching all of these videos. Just wondering, what do you think of the next options for Chaos as Possessed now hard counter in, has a hard counter in Grey Knights? Do you know what? I actually think could see some like Iron Warriors with like triple defilers, Khitan with a Lord Discordant, some things like that could work quite well. I'm really excited to see Jack's new Orc list, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. We're going to test that out next week. Yeah, going to be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic to see what that can do. But yeah, leave the Chaos with me, and that's going to be one of my next ventures. I'm talking with Mark at the moment. Mark's going to help paint some of the models for the Chaos, so then we can do some battle reports with them and stuff like that. Tom said, what can I bench? So pre-COVID-19, when I was actually bench pressing, my best was 170 kilos. So what's that in pounds? And that was in a competition, so obviously with a referee. 374 pounds, so it's a pretty good bench press. So, I mean, I weigh about 80 kilos, so yeah, it's a pretty good bench. I'm pretty happy with that one. My squat's not as good as it was after a back injury, but hey, that's what it is. We'll get back to it as soon as this COVID-19 is over. Rickard Fallon, is there a way to make 9 basilisks list to work? You really struggle with so many points in that, and you know, just if you get wrapped or trapped or one of them gets tagged, it's going to be game over for you. So it's going to be really tough, to be honest. Really tough. You'd have to have first turn to get as many turns in his shooting as possible. Serenis said, yeah, I have one of each of them at the moment. Grabbing, yeah, did you manage to check your turbo? No, I haven't checked that colour range. To be honest, I quite like the way I've been doing it, and just for consistency now. Maybe I'll look at that for if I started a new army though. Corelli has said, hi from Ukraine, how you doing? Almost everyone in our country is playing WTC. Do you have a chance to play these missions? What is your opinion? PS, awesome channel. So yeah, last year I actually was the United Nations ETC captain. So yeah, I played the, or which is now the WTC. Very familiar with that mission pack. I went to Belgium last year and played there as well. So yeah, I haven't played much this year of WTC, but no doubt as it gets closer, and obviously I'm not sure what's going on with the WTC this year, but yeah, we will get there over, you know, in time basically. But it's in terms of obviously majority of the demographic that is, you know, listening to this podcast mainly plays ITC. Majority of the people on the academy also play ITC. When I'm getting back to battle reports, I'll probably do like a 4-to-1 ratio of maybe 4 ITC battle reports and maybe throw in a WTC or a regular rulebook mission pack. But I really like it. I think Tom Adriani's done a fantastic job with that mission pack. They're really good fun to play, and I know they're getting better and better every single time. So yeah, really enjoy it. Let's see the Harlequin work in progress. I need some inspiration. All right, I'll get my characters and show you in 2 seconds. Which brand of Chaos? Probably some Alpha Legion, or maybe even Emperor's Children or Iron Warriors would be the 3 I'm looking at. Connor Giving, your squat must be good. You're carrying the tactics sector on YouTube near single-handedly. Well, I mean, you know, just got to put them on your shoulders, you know. Yeah, that's where he got the back injury from. Yeah, from carrying YouTube, you know. Right, I'll go and show you these what I've been working on, and I'll let you know. Hang on. Right, the big reveal. So, we've got, oh, put my thing back on. I'll try and get out of the way and then maybe it'll focus on it. We have here the It's not really showing up very well, is it? It's trying to get me in it, you see, that's why. So we've got the Death Jester. It's just pixelating it too much. Oh, that's a bit better in focus now. Still need to finish the basing. So, but Death Jester, I've blocked in his colours, done the blacks and the greys. So that's him. I've then got my Shadow Seer. Pretty happy with that one. Then worked on this guy the other day. This is my Great Harlequin. So he's pretty good. Pivotal roll for the reroll, well, just the regular reroll wounds, and then he gives reroll ones. Then this is what my regular troops look like, and I was using the black technique from Cult of Paint release, so it looks quite good. My Solitaire, quite happy with how he turned out. And then this is my other Shadow Seer, which is a conversion of Yvraine with a Harlequin's mask on but painted gold. So yeah. And then I've got the Incarn up there as well. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Tom Hunt said maybe an arm wrestle before each mate. Yeah, I have actually done that before. So, and I'm currently undefeated. Yeah, I've had many people challenge me on the arm wrestle front, but yeah, I'm still undefeated yet on the arm wrestles. O'Neill said, yeah, Stephen, how do you deal with low energy players? They're not really rude, but barely communicate and act bored and disinterested. You know, I just think like sometimes people have got other stuff going on in their life that, you know, you can't really, you know, factor in too much. They might just dislike me. That could also be a factor. Some people do get really disinterested as soon as they start losing, which is why like, on the academy I want to stop that from happening from people. So yeah, it is one of those. I just try and like maybe ask them, are they okay? Take them to one side and be like, is everything all right? Is there anything I can do to help? Yeah. Yeah, so just do what you can. Stephen, any tips on getting better at weight lifting with not so great wrists? Yeah, you can actually get wrist like cuffs, basically wrist cuffs. You can do loads of cable work with the like attachment going around the wrist. I had one client that couldn't grip, so we just used to have cuffs all the time. And I actually use cuffs in my training, so yeah. And when you take the hand out of it, because you can still train biceps with a cuff on, because as soon as you get rid of the grip, you actually can engage the muscle a lot better. Do you believe Blood Angels still competitive? Absolutely. Blood Angels, you know, like the way I ran my list, the ability, the place where I got them, still super competitive. Yeah, I wouldn't have any doubt in my mind that I could take, you know, Blood Angels to another GT and win it. I'd be that confident in myself and also the Blood Angels to do that. So, yeah, they're excellent. Conversions are always better than box. Yeah, I mean, I think like the Solitaire, he doesn't need any changes. He looks wicked as he is. So, yeah, beautiful model. And I'm actually working on a new Troop Master. Yeah, which is going to be from what's it called? The system, not Warcry, one of the other ones, Shadespire, something like that. Beastgrave is from one of the units from models from Beastgrave is going to be my Smash Troop Master. Played a match yesterday and played my Redemptor Dreadnought against your advice and never lost again. Absolutely fantastic, mate. Yeah, that's brilliant that you can just, you know, listen to this live, take some advice and just go and smash it on the table. That's all you need to do. JW said, to be fair, most Marines are competitive if I'm honest, except Black Templars. I disagree. I think Black Templars are alright. I reckon they're okay. I need to get all the characters actually, yeah. Rizal has said, why are Harlequins more fun than Blood Angels? I already disagree with your answer. Why are they more fun? I mean, Blood Angels are very fun to play. I never said that Blood Angels weren't fun. I have a lot of fun and a lot of enjoyment with Blood Angels, but now everyone's using my list, so yeah, I don't know. I want to surprise you guys with my next list. So yeah, it's all about keeping it fresh. And when I've been on like, I went on 40k stats, I went on D6 Evolution, 40k today, Art of War. I went on Forged Narrative podcast. So all I'm talking about is Blood Angels, 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 Blood Angels. And now it's just like, I want something else, like cleanse the palette. It's like when you've been working and painting on an army for ages, you just need to mix it up and do something different. So yeah, but I'm having loads of fun with Harlequins because that was like what I was playing last year. So to get all these new cool little tricksy rules is super fun. So it's not like they're more or less fun, it's just different. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. And on that note, I will leave that here, and I'll see you all tomorrow as I've got these Harlequins to get finished, and I can't wait to start showing you guys more stuff from the studio. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys turning up every day with me. If I was here by myself, this wouldn't happen, so I really do appreciate absolutely every single one of you. You really mean a lot to me, and yeah, I will speak to you tomorrow at 6, maybe from the studio, who knows what will be happening tomorrow at 6, but anyway, I might even be able to stream a game or something. I might even be able to show you some tactics on the table if I'm super excited about my stream that I've got set up. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow, and be there or be square. There we go, it's a sign off for you. Take care.